Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome. It's time to call this special call meeting of the San Felipe Del Oro CISD Board of Trustees, today being Tuesday, July 15, 2025. Mr. Secretary, would you call roll for us?
Yes, sir. Mrs. Chavez?
Present.
Mr. Almaraz?
Here.
Mr. Overfelt?
Not here.
Mr. Mesa?
Here.
Mrs. Guanajuato Webb?
Present.
Ms. Haynes?
Here.
I'm present as well, sir. You do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Let the record show that we do have a quorum of board members and that this meeting was duly called in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. At this time, we'll have opening ceremonies, first with a moment of silence for personal reflection, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We have a short agenda, board members. First item we have is the consent agenda. There's two items there, purchase orders. If you have any questions or would like to have more information, again, one action item will approve all those items on the consent agenda. Any questions for administration? Then I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Motion made by Mrs. Webb, seconded by Amy Haynes. All those in favor? Motion is approved. Consent agenda is approved. We go on to curriculum and instruction, item 11. 11A, consideration to approve the 2025-2026 dual credit partnership agreement between Southwest Texas College and San Felipe Del Oro CISD. Jane Villarreal.
Good evening, Board President Mesa, Dr. Rios, members of the board. This agenda item is the consideration to approve the 2025-2026 dual credit partnership agreement between Southwest Texas College and our school district. The dual credit partnership agreement is the operational plan for delivery of dual credit courses offered to Del Oro High School students during the 25-26 school year. All college courses offered for dual credit must be in the core curriculum of the Public Institute of Higher Education providing the credit. CTE course, a Korean technology or technical education course, a foreign language course. Southwest Texas College will continue to offer dual credit classes at a reduced cost for students who are not FAST eligible. And also, we have received a copy of the upcoming academic year course offerings to confirm dual credit schedules.
Dr. Rios, if I may ask a question, it mentions here that $55 for credit is either paid by the student or the district.
So,
If they provide a teacher, like if you have a teacher,
correct.
it's no tuition.
That's correct, Mr. Mesa. And in just about 100% of the cases, we provide teachers from the district, so that there's no cost.
Okay. Anyone else with a question? Do you want to read the recommendation?
Yes, sir. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the superintendent of schools to sign the dual credit partnership agreement with Southwest Texas College as presented.
For the recommendation, there's a motion by Mr. Galindo, seconded by Mr. Almaraz. All those in favor? The motion carries. Item 11B, consideration to approve the 2025-2026 memorandum of understanding between Southwest Texas College and the San Felipe SFDR-CISD for early college high school and a pathways in technology, PTech. Ms. Vieira.
Hello again. Good evening again. This agreement is made between San Felipe Del Rio CISD and Southwest Texas College for the continuation of the early college high school and pathways in technology, the PTech program, the dual credit courses that go along with those two programs. This agreement outlines the duties and responsibilities of both our district and Southwest Texas College. You'll see the guiding principles there. It is a mutually beneficial arrangement between both and allows for flexible and creative response to the organizational, fiscal, and mission needs of both of us, both institutions. This does run from August 1st, 2025 to July 31st, 2026, this agreement. And that's it.
Any questions? Just one question, I guess, Dr. Rios. This includes federal funding as well. So will there be a difference there for tuition?
No, Mr. Mesa, the MOU that we have with for early college high school, that money is not paid from the grants that are suspended. I know we list state and federal in case we ever have to make an amendment, but we have various state resources that pay for it. And Ms. Childers, I believe in the past years, we've never used federal funding to pay for any of the tuition at early college high school. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else with a question? No? Want to read the recommendation, please?
Yes, sir. It is a recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the Superintendent of Schools to sign the Memorandum of Understanding between San Felipe Del Rio CISD and Southwest Texas College for the continuation of the Early College High School and Pathways in Technology Dual Credit Program as presented.
You've heard the recommendation. There's a motion from Ms. Chavez, seconded by Amy Haynes. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Go on to item 11C, consideration to approve the Open Education Resources, OER, transition plan for Bluebonnet Learning Elementary Mathematics K through 5 materials.
Mr. Mesa, if I can preface the presentation. A few weeks ago, well, really a few months ago, we had a survey from the teachers, elementary teachers, where we had a large number of teachers participate. At least 70% of the teachers actively responded to the survey. They indicated frustration with the math curriculum that we had implemented this past year. And they asked for a change. And we presented these findings at the curriculum committee. At the curriculum committee, we considered some of the options that the teachers had made for adoption of a different math curriculum. I asked CNI to put together as many groups of teachers as they could to review the improvements to the existing curriculum, as well as another curriculum that most likely mirrored the one that they previously suggested that we implement again. As a result, Ms. Sutton and Ms. Villarreal put together two groups of 12 teachers. Is that correct, 12?
It was a total of 24 that participated.
Yeah, so it was two groups of 12. And they reviewed it, and they overwhelmingly recommended the Bluebonnet math curriculum. To approve the Bluebonnet math curriculum, TA requires that the Board of Trustees review and approve the transition plan. You have the transition plan in front of you, but now she's going to make a quick review of the transition plan. Okay. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. Hello again, and you should have these two packets in front of you. One is the PowerPoint, which I'll be reviewing here in a bit, and the second is the actual plan that will be uploaded along with the purchase of the products, okay? So let me go ahead and start with our PowerPoint. Again, Texas Education Code Section 31.075 requires that a transition plan is adopted and approved by our school board in order for us to implement Texas State Board of Education approved instructional material. And so this is the plan for our K-5 elementary math. There are 5 action items that are addressed in the plan. While it is quite lengthy, I will give you a quick summary of what is included in each of the action plans, okay? So we here have the 5 action plans, which starts with setting implementation goals, creating conditions for success, leading internalization and professional learning communities, establishing observation and feedback practices, and aligning assessment strategies. In action 1, the first step, setting implementation goals, we will start our initial implementation phase of the program this school year, 25-26 school year. The implementation goals are listed there. We do have goals of 100% of our K-5 math will implement the materials. 85% of all stakeholders will report high confidence in use of the materials. So these are our goals again. 100% of our teachers will use the module and lesson protocols, internalization protocols during our planning time. And then student outcomes, 100% of our students will engage with grade level content. Step 2, of course, it addresses 5 areas. First one being materials access. And that's basically ordering the materials through EMAT, in which we did receive additional funds from our regular EMAT funds that are given to us yearly, or every other year, excuse me. And also just to ensure that all teachers and school leaders have access to the necessary instructional materials in order to implement this program. Now, the second part of Action 2 is schedules and calendars. And of course, we have protected time throughout our master schedules in elementary. The program calls for 60 minutes of daily instruction, but we actually have 90 minutes of math instruction built into our master schedule at elementary. Also, instructional calendar. We ensure that there is time allocated for teachers to plan collaboratively and prepare for lessons. Okay. We have 180 minutes every other week. 1 week is reading, the next week is math. Part 2C is the expectations that we will roll out with training. So again, the expectations for the use of materials, the use of assessments, and prioritizing internalization of the use of materials. Now, the student work analysis protocols will be introduced second 6 weeks with our teams. 2D, professional learning plans. Again, RBs, and that is a training on instructional strategies. That goes hand in hand with our Bluebonnet learning materials. Our Region 15 staff will help us with that. So throughout the year, we will have those training sessions for our K-5 elementary math teachers, or elementary teachers. The Bluebonnet actual materials will be rolled out the week of August, back to school PD week. So that week we will be training our elementary teachers K-5, our principals, along with some grade level leaders, and our entire, most of our CNI team has already been trained by our Region Center last week, along with Dr. Rios and myself. Again, ongoing collaborative planning sessions will be able to continue the internalization with the use of this product, of Bluebonnet Math. The last part of step 2 or action 2 is just those 3 key messages. What is the purpose of our program? And of course, that is so that all students can access grade level material in math for Tier 1 instruction. What is our plan for communication to all stakeholders? And then, of course, how will we support this change? Okay. Our next action step is leading internalization and professional learning communities. So again, looking at our PLC practices, at our planning protocol sessions, it is protected by our master schedule, so we already have that built in. This is something that this transition plan requires of us, and that is something we already have. Campus administration will regularly lead math planning, and that has already been established multiple years. Again, the agenda that we follow for our planning will also include any pre-work or post-work for teachers to ensure the most effective use of the planning time. 3B is the structures for internalization and our planning processes. Again, we will use the protocols that are established by the product, by our Bluebonnet learning materials, to prepare for those units and lessons. Teachers will learn to annotate and use their instructional materials. As lesson plans are already provided, we have to take the time to truly understand how we will use our instructional strategies to teach math. And so that's what we will follow, those internalization protocols. Of course, we do this at our planning sessions every other week. 1 week is for reading, the next is for math. And we'll continue to give teachers ongoing regular support from campus administrators, and of course also from our CNI team, including our elementary math curriculum coordinator. Part C is the supporting of all learners. The plan addresses instructional strategies, engagement strategies that will be used and reviewed also during our planning to meet the needs of all of our students from all tiers. Teachers will have the flexibility to adjust the pacing and of course with our students in mind. Action 4 is of course observation and feedback practices. It calls for us to address our observation expectations. And of course, we want to collect evidence of fidelity of implementation of the program throughout the year. And so Bluebonnet does offer that fidelity of implementation learning walk tools. And those are just kind of checklists that kind of guide us and tell us during planning. And then, of course, during classroom instruction, we can go in and see if the implementation process is going well. And if not, how do we address that? How do we support? Also, campus administrators will use the Bluebonnet observation tool. There's actually an observation tool that goes with the Bluebonnet learning materials as well. And that, of course, is to give feedback to our teachers for continuous growth, for coaching. 4B is observation and feedback cycles. Again, our administrators received TIL, Texas Instructional Leadership Training, in observation and feedback. We will continue that with our LASSO grant again this year, and that will be in conjunction with the See It, Name It, Do It. model to provide feedback and coaching to our teachers as they implement everything else along with our math, right? Also, we'll support school leaders in engaging in co-observation and coaching sessions as well. The last action step, which is action step number 5, aligning assessment strategies. The plan addresses assessment practices, which includes maintaining an assessment calendar, which of course we have every year, but of course we need to revise it to work in the assessments that are now part of the Bluebonnet Math, the program. And then the last is structures for assessment practices. Principal supervisors will communicate regularly with school principals just to reiterate those expectations for the use of assessments and maintaining the integrity of assessments as well. And those are all the steps for this transition plan, this lengthy document condensed into this PowerPoint. Any questions?
Questions, Ms. Webb?
I have to think about it. There's a couple of, maybe 3 items.
Yes.
One, we have to make sure that the teachers are using and implementing the math, the Bluebonnet math, because this is something that they're selecting, because according to the data that we received, there were several teachers that were not even using the current math. The other item, will we be, as a board, getting updates, like quarterly updates as to how these students are doing with Bluebonnet as far as being at grade level for each of the, maybe 1st through 5th, maybe not necessarily K, but 1st through 5th. Then the other item would be, are we going to be integrating our math and reading in order to establish comprehension, critical thinking, and critical problem solving that we literally need to know when we are doing problems, word problems in math?
And so to answer your last question, well, first, the last question, that is part of the RBs. It takes us from the conceptual and procedural process of math and calculating math problems to the analytical. So that's part of the RBs that will be coming to teachers with the support of Region 15. And then, of course, the fidelity of implementation. That's why we want to train everyone on those documents so that they understand what we're looking for in understanding. We've got to implement this plan, this new product.
Right. And of course, make sure that the students are at grade level or very close to grade level, because we know they come to us way behind. And if we're going to do this as a team and as a unit, we need to make sure that when we start, we know exactly where our students are and who needs to go where and move forward accordingly.
Yes, ma'am. We'll look at those grade level
Thank you, ma'am.
assessments.
Anyone else? Jane, I have one. I know they give you enough materials for 24 students and consumables for 1 year.
Yes, sir.
So I guess for following years, we'll replace all the consumables that were utilized, and then that'll be an expense for us.
We have to buy the materials every year, but because we're implementing Bluebonnet Math, we get additional monies from the state. In essence, the cost will always be covered.
Okay.
Yeah. But it is a every year purchase, because it's a paper copy. Everything is a consumable in it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we have the digital too, but I'm concerned with, the waivers. When we file a waiver, that we have over, the quantity of, or the students that we have in our classroom, especially the younger ones. when we have 22 to 1 or 21 to 1, and we go over the waivers, that there'll be enough materials for K through 5th. I'm worried about the 5th grade, usually we have more than 24.
We'll ensure that there's materials.
Just to make sure that we have the extras and, and be prepared for that.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else?
Mr. Best, I do.
Yes.
I just,
Amy?
Jane, you said y'all went to training this past weekend? Is that when you mentioned?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
when you went to training for this, right, for Bluebonnet?
For Bluebonnet and Arby's, it was the elementary school principals, all of them, myself, and part of the CNI team,
Okay,
and grade level leaders.
okay. I just, because we're gonna, and then you mentioned that we're gonna go ahead and start implementing, like, through the PDs when we start back to school, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So I just hope we allow some grace because this is brand new. And we all got to learn it again, so. And I was concerned about, like, how many walkthroughs is it gonna be? And, because just allow some grace because we're all learning all over again. Your PD, everybody's gotta learn something new, so. And I do appreciate you taking the time and the teachers taking the survey and doing the work and agreeing that this is where they want to be. This is what they want. So I just, hopefully we can allow some grace so we can all be on the same page and on accord. Because it's new. It's going to be new first year. So that's just my concerns, that we just allow some grace and some time to get adjusted for everybody, principals and everybody. So that's my concern, my thoughts, really.
There was, as a matter of fact, at the training, I didn't go to the RB's training. I went the next day when they previewed the curriculum. But as a matter of fact, that was one of the slides that kept coming up to allow ourselves grace because it's new for everybody to implement.
Yes,
So we're fully aware and we're excited about it. But we do know that it's new. Now, the good thing is that it's very scripted,
Right.
but it's still new.
Thank you.
And the internalization protocols are very supportive of teachers.
Yes,
So, yes,
that's
ma'am.
good. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mesa.
Yeah, thank you, Amy. Again, I just want to reiterate that whatever support they need, whether it's materials that are lacking or support from coaching, anything that be provided so that, especially every time I look at the agenda, we have people that are not certified and that they're going to be applying for emergency certification. And so it's getting harder to find standard certified teachers that, have the classroom management skills and have the teaching strategies. And I see some that are assigned a mentor, and I see some that are pending, and then some that don't have a mentor. I look at that and kind of think like this teacher is going to need help. They went from a substitute to a teaching position now, which substitute helps, but there still needs to be a mentor and the support from administration so that these people can be successful with the amount of money that we're spending, which is the next item that we have on our agenda. So again, looking at all those things, just at, to provide some success for teachers, all those minor things have to be looked at, especially a mentor, an experienced teacher that provides some mentorship.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else? Okay. Want to read the recommendation, please?
Yes, sir. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the Open Education Resources Transition Plan for the Bluebonnet Learning Elementary Mathematics K-5 instructional materials as presented.
For the recommendation, I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Alindo made the motion. Amy Haynes seconded. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Go on to item 11D, consideration to approve the purchase order over $25,000 in the Great Minds of Bluebonnet Elementary Math, grades K-5, in the amount not to exceed $275,400. Funding source, Fund 410, Instructional Materials Allotment, Budget, State Developed Open Education Resource Entitlement, and State Board of Education. Approved instructional materials entitlement for teacher program printed and digital, including class manipulatives, kits for 24 students, and 1-year consumable student program. Mrs. Villarreal.
Yes, sir. Again, the Bluebonnet Learning Materials is our K-5 elementary Tier 1 instructional resource for our elementary teachers and students. Of course, it includes the following product, program and implementation guide, teacher additions. It does have an additional days school year addition. Also, our assessments, manipulative kits, student edition workbooks, and of course, digital access. Again, it comes from the state funding, and yep, it includes what I went over with the plan.
Questions for Jane? So when we look at that additional days school year, would that be like for summer school?
Right.
Above and
It's an
beyond?
additional resource that we can use for summer school, or we can use for small grouping, Tier 2 or Tier 3.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, you want to read the recommendation, please?
Yes, sir. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the purchase order over $25,000 to Great Minds for Bluebonnet Elementary Math, grades K through 5, in the amount of $275,400 for the teacher program printed and digital, including class manipulative kits for 24 students and 1-year consumable student program. The funding source is, again, 410 instructional materials allotment budget.
For the recommendation, there's a motion from Mrs. Webb, second by Mrs. Chavez. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go on to item 13, Business and Finance. Item A, consideration to approve modification of the 2025-2026 general fund balance commitments. Amy Childress.
Good evening, President Mesa, Dr. Rios, and members of the board. As part of our 25-26 committed budget, we put aside $650,000 for the practice turf fields at Garfield Middle School and San Felipe Memorial Middle School. And at this time, I have an update. We are asking to commit an additional $162,152 to make it a total of $812,152 for this project.
Amy, do we have that in our agenda, Cap? On our book?
It's just a memo.
It's just a memo.
Yes, sir.
Do I have the memo here? Yeah.
The very first one.
58.
Yeah, but it doesn't match the amount.
Oh, yeah, let me explain, Mr. Mesa, if I may. When, if you recall, a couple of months have passed, we asked for approval to pay for somebody to design the project so that we can put it out for bid. The tentative proposal that we received after we had designed it was the amount that you see on item B, which is $950,000. It was significantly higher than the initial amount that we had planned on spending. And because we were going to receive the bids today, we put the highest amount that it would cost to prepare for the meeting. After we opened the bids today, I think that the vendors realized that there was going to be some competition because it wasn't going to be just one vendor. It was going to be multiple vendors that were going to be able to bid. The price came down to where it was more competitive than the initial proposal they had given. That's why the total amount is less than 950,000. When we present item B, we won't present, it'll be presented to exceed 950, but obviously we're only spending the money that you will allow us to spend in item 13A. And that'll be enough because the bids are already in.
Okay, so this money that we're putting back into fund balance is the difference between 950,000 and the actual amount?
Yes, that we're taking out of fund balance. Yes, sir, that's a difference,
Okay,
correct.
what is the amount again? I'm sorry.
It'll be an additional $162,152 that we will take from fund balance and add to the committed budget.
In addition to,
Sir?
so this is above.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the initial above amount had been closer to 300,000, and then now it's, they brought it down to 162,000
Okay.
above.
Okay, I just didn't have enough
Yes, sir.
explanation here. Anyone else with a question? Want to read the recommendation?
Yes, sir. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the modification of the, 2025, 2026 general fund balance commitments as discussed.
Read the recommendation. There's a motion from Ms. Almaraz, seconded by Ms. Galindo. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Then we go to item B, maybe we can understand this a little bit better. Consideration to approve a contract over 5,000 and purchase order over 25,000 in the amount not to exceed 950,000. Funding source, Fund 170, Operations Committed Funds for artificial turf practice fields at San Felipe Memorial Middle School and Garfield Middle School. Amy Childress.
Good evening once again. So yes, today we did receive the official bids for the interlocal quote of 26-01 for the field turfs. We had 4 vendors bid, and at this time, we are asking that you approve the vendor field turf in the amount of $812,152 will be the actual expenditure we plan.
Next time, could we have the vendor bid? Next time, can we have the vendor bid?
Yes, sir. Today we got it at 4 o'clock, at 2:30.
Okay. Okay,
Sorry, sir, just for clarity, because we got the bids today and we weren't able to attach it as a preparation, we did get multiple bids. They were evaluated by Mr. Chapa. Ms. Paul Johnson opened them, and this was the lowest. The range was from this one, the lowest to the highest was a little bit over $1 million.
I'm asking Dr. Rio so that next time we can have, I know there wasn't enough time to do that today, but to be more transparent, that we can have the bids like we normally do and see how it was awarded to the lower cost.
If you all would like, we could enter into the record, Mr. Chopper and Ms. Childress could read the bids of all the other 5 vendors. Do you have them there?
I have the 4 vendors, yes.
Yeah, I mean, she can read.
I-
Just
That's fine.
Okay,
Okay, so I have Mascot Holdings LLC. Their bid was $930,852.08. I have Field Turf USA was $812,152. Hellas Construction was $1,098,120. And Act Global was $927,139.
okay. And just one other question. Have any of these been previous vendors?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Well,
Field-
we've done work with Hellas in the past, but Field Turf has, did the turf at Del Rio Middle School before.
So it's good quality work.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for doing that. And you want to read the unless there are any other questions? You want to read the recommendation, please?
Sir. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve a contract over $5,000 and a purchase order over $25,000 and allow the superintendent to sign a contract in the amount not to exceed $950,000 with Field Turf USA for artificial turf practice fields at San Felipe Memorial Middle School and Garfield Middle School.
Thank you very much. Entertaining the motion for approval, Mr. Teo Almaraz made the motion, seconded by Mr. Galindo. All those in favor? Motion carries
Thank you.
unanimously. Thank you very much. Go on to Human Resources, item 14A, consideration to approve the conversion of a speech language pathologist assistant to a speech language pathologist. Amy Childress.
Good evening, President Mesa, Dr. Rios, and members of the board. At this time, yes, administration is asking for the special ed department to approve the conversion of a speech language pathology assistant to a speech language pathologist.
Any questions for Amy? Hearing none.
Sir.
Recommendation?
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the conversion of a speech language pathologist assistant to a speech language pathologist.
At the recommendation, is there a motion for approval? Motion made by Mr. Almaraz, seconded by Amy Haynes. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Item 14B, consideration to approve the conversion of a curriculum and instruction specialist to an elementary math curriculum coordinator. Amy Childress.
Good evening. Yes, sir, at this time for the C&I department, administration is requesting the conversion of a curriculum and instruction specialist to an elementary math curriculum coordinator.
Questions for Amy? No questions. I'll read the recommendation.
It is the excuse me. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the conversion of a curriculum and instruction specialist to an elementary math curriculum coordinator.
For the recommendation, there's a motion from Becky Chavez, seconded by Mrs. Webb. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Item C, 14C, discussion possible action to approve employee job descriptions and evaluation forms. Amy Childress, this is for senior computer technician and elementary mathematics coordinator. Amy
Yes.
Childress.
Yes, sir. Good evening once again. At this time, we are bringing you to the senior computer technician job description and evaluation. That one is an update. And then we also have a new job description and evaluation for the elementary math coordinator.
Any questions for Amy? No questions. Recommendation.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the employee job descriptions and evaluation forms as discussed.
You've heard the recommendation from administration. There's a motion from Mr. Galindo, seconded by Mr. Almaraz. All those in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 14E, discussion possible action to submit TEA applications for certification waivers. Amy Childress.
Sir, Mr. Mesa, we will table the waivers until after a closed session.
Okay.
Mr. Almaraz had a question also?
No.
I think we skipped one, sorry. I'm sorry. We skipped item D, the
Oh,
district compensation
Yeah,
plans.
we skipped item D, but we want to table item E. Okay. We got to go.
Oh, the item D. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
So maybe that's why Gil was raising his hand. Discussion and possible action to approve employee, this consideration to approve the updated 2025-2026 district compensation plans. Amy Childress.
Good evening once again. We do have a couple updates to our administrative professional pay plan. Under pay grade 4, we are removing the Del Rio Cares coordinator. We will not be bringing the Title I coordinator. And then the curriculum coordinator for early literacy, we are removing that under the pay grade 4, but we are moving that to the pay grade 5. And we are adding the new position of the curriculum coordinator for elementary math. And then under pay grade 5, we are removing the director of curriculum and instruction and moving that to the pay grade 6.
I guess I have a question for Dr. Rios. Is this in agreement with the salary study that we have in regard to market value and so forth, TASB?
Sir, for this particular job, it's, we didn't ask for TASB's input on it. It's to align the pay scale for the jobs that we want people to do. Specifically, we want the math curriculum coordinator and the reading specialist to align with the deans, at the instructional deans at the middle schools. But if we do that, then they're at the same pay grade as a person that supervises them, which is the curriculum director. So it's just an alignment for reporting and structure purposes. The pay remains the same. Obviously, moving forward, the raises that the board gives, are different. But that's the intent behind it.
Anyone else with a question? Ms. Webb?
Maybe I don't understand. The pay remains the same, but we're going to a different pay grade. Doesn't that change pay?
No, ma'am.
No.
It changes pay when y'all approve the raises, but we're already into the calendar year. We're already into the new pay period. Now, when you approve a raise next summer for the following school year, then obviously there is the higher the pay grade usually has a higher pay rate because it's a percentage of the midpoint, but not today. This is just a realignment because of the position that we asked y'all to create today. So there will be no pay adjustments to anybody affected by this move.
Okay. Then I guess the next question would be, if we already have the reading specialist at a 4, then would it make sense to have the math specialist at a 4 and leave the curriculum instruction at a 5?
Ms. Webb, it prevents us from recruiting the most qualified person for that job.
Yeah. Just curious.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason behind it. Again, it doesn't change anybody's current pay, but we do want to realign the reporting structure.
You okay with that, Ms. Webb?
No, I had the same question as Mrs. Whip.
Okay.
But, I'm sorry, but did I explain it? Were you okay with it?
I was going to ask just about basically what she asked, but you answered that, so.
Okay. There being no other questions, I'll read the recommendation.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the updated 2025-2026 district compensation plans as presented.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation from administration. I'll entertain a motion for approval. Motion made by Mr. Diego Almaraz, seconded by Mr. Alindo. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Item E will be tabled. Okay? So this will be brought back up after
Closed session.
closed session. Okay, we're going to go into closed session pursuant to Board Policy 551.074 and 551.071 of the Texas Open Meetings Act. The time is 6:20 PM. We're now in closed session. Okay, the time, the time is 7:50 PM. We are reconvening to open session. No action was taken in executive. We're down to item 18A. Consideration to approve the personnel report to include the following: new hires, district vacancies, retirements, resignations. Amy Childress.
Good evening.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mesa. Is it okay if we do first the item that we
Yes.
tabled before?
Yes. We had table item
E.
14C.
E.
E. 14E, discussion possible action to submit TA applications for certification waivers. Amy Childress.
Good evening, President Mesa, Dr. Rios, and members of the board. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the submission of the TEA applications for certification waivers as discussed in closed session.
Any questions for Amy? Recommendation, motion is made by Mr. Alindo, seconded by Mr. Almaraz. All those in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, now we go on to the personnel report. New hires, district vacancies, retirements, resignations.
Yes, sir. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the resignations, retirements, and vacancies as discussed in closed session and the following new personnel: Ana Escamilla, pre-kindergarten teacher at Irene C. Cardwell Elementary; Carolina Cardenas, fifth grade bilingual teacher at Dr. Lonnie Green Elementary; Maritza Salazar, history teacher at San Felipe Memorial Middle School; Leslie Villarreal, physical education teacher at Lamar Elementary; Isabella Ferguson, second grade teacher at Buena Vista Elementary; Dora Maria Hernandez, life skills teacher at Dr. Lonnie Green Elementary; Celeste Lopez, Spanish teacher at San Felipe Memorial Middle School; Sydney Gallegos, music strings teacher; Danielle Arias, biology teacher at Del Rio Freshman School; Ida Rodriguez, special education teacher at SGLC; Alejandra Flores, science teacher at Garfield Middle School; Anthony Leonor, music choir teacher at Garfield Middle School; Leslie Sorrell, mathematics teacher at San Felipe Memorial Middle School; Julissa Lemus, science teacher at Del Rio Middle School; Angelica Martinez, science teacher at Del Rio Middle School; Dariela Gallegos, science teacher at Del Rio High School; and Lily Dimas, chemistry teacher at Del Rio High School.
First, a recommendation from administration. Is there a motion for approval? Motion made by Mrs. Webb, seconded by Becky Chavez. All those in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you.
We are going to table item 18B, go on to 18C. Consideration to approve the position of Dean of Instruction, New Tech at San Felipe Memorial Middle School. Amy Childress.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve Carlos Ramirez as Dean of Instruction, New Tech at San Felipe Memorial Middle School.
Is there a motion? Motion made by Becky Chavez, seconded by Mrs. Webb. All those in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 18D, consideration to approve the position of Assistant Principal at Dr. Fermin Calderon Elementary. Amy Childress.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve Roxanne Zamaripa for Assistant Principal at Dr. Fermin Calderon Elementary.
For the recommendation, motion made by Mr. Galindo, seconded by Amy Haynes. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Item 18E, consideration to approve the reassignment of teacher to librarian at Lamar Elementary School. Amy Childress.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve Thila Rodriguez for librarian at Lamar Elementary.
You've heard the recommendation. Motion made by Mr. Almaraz, seconded by Amy Haynes. All those in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 18F, discussion possible action for salary adjustments. Amy Childress.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the salary adjustments as discussed in closed session.
For the recommendation, there's a motion by Amy Haynes, seconded by Becky Chavez. All those in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 18G, possible action regarding updated resolution on acquisition of real property. Dr. Carlos Rios.
Mr. Mesa, members of the board, it is a recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the resolution on the acquisition of real property as discussed in closed session.
For the recommendation from administration, there's a motion from Mr. Galindo, seconded by Mr. Almaraz. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously. There being no other items on the agenda, is there a motion for adjournment? Motion made by Amy Haynes, seconded by Mr. Almaraz. All those in favor? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you. Good night, everyone.